What's up, guys? This is Ninja on a Ninja. And basically, I have a video for you today. And basically, the reason why this video exists is because, number one, it is a calling you out. And I'm calling out Trevor Noah. And his little podcast, Trevor Noah, 7.3 million subscribers. And I forgot his name, but there's also a podcast, another episode. I watched some of it, but I couldn't stand the rest. I watched like 10 minutes of it, and it's like an hour long. Anyways, um, they are what I'm calling synthetic fame. It happened around TikTok. It's when the songs weren't good, but they became popular because the advertisements would play them every 5 seconds. Like every time an ad would play, it was the song. And so after 2 weeks of you being pummeled by this song, it's familiar and you like it. And it's not because it's good, it's just because it's all you hear all day, every day, all the time. And that's basically the same thing with these comedians like Trevor Noah and the kid he had on the podcast as well. It's like it's not that you like them. It's kind of like the same thing with what the hell's their name? They try to make us vote for her, even though we didn't have Kamala Harris. Like some of us may have voted for her and would have voted for her, but a lot of us didn't even know who she was and didn't care about her, but yet she was put in there anyways. And the point is, they are deciding things for you. And that's dangerous, and that's what we successfully, unfortunately, the side effect was Trump, but we thwarted off being brain controlled, right? But unfortunately, it's still happening all the time, and they're trying to pretend, oh, this guy's cool, this guy's interesting, but in reality, no. The only reason why he's even on this environment, the only reason why he's here is because you decided to feature him and you won't shut up about him. You keep bringing him up. What's his name? There it is. Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson. Like the only reason why you are popping up is because you're forcing it down our throats. Just like Kamala Harris, you're forcing it down our throats. So back the fuck off. Like you're not famous. You're artificial fame, basically. Um, but anyways, okay, that's dangerous. Let's do this. Okay, so there's that. We're gonna do this. And the reason why I have to do all this now is because my computer crapped out and fucking crashed, and so now I have to redo everything again. But I have this thing on the top of my head, and the only way I will remember it is if I quick fire it off, and that's what I'm doing. By the way, if you don't know about Little Richard, you should know about Little Richard because that man is insane. Anyways, because it's only 7 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and cast the first part.
Hi.
Fucking bitch, dude. Uh, like this is what I mean. This is like the third time I've seen this advertisement today. It's not that it's good. It's not that you're doing anything that's great. It's dude, how many times are you gonna play this fucking ad? Like, come the fuck on. Like, oh my god, it was so funny. No, you played it 50 times. Of course it's stuck eventually. So let me go ahead and just browse through most of this bullshit. because all it is like it's a trick. It's just like, oh, this is gonna happen later. It's like it's a way for you to a hook basically. That's what they do is they try to hook you into it because the convo starts boring, and so we have to show you the best parts to get you interested. And now that you're interested, here's the boring parts. They pull a switch, like there's other people I mentioned. Where is it? Downfall of America. Like Luke Beasley, Adam Mockler, Chris Mowry, Kyle Kalinske, David Pacman, the Rational National, people like them. What they do is like, I have a story for you. Trump was gonna nuke the planet, but first I have this cup of coffee, and it's like they always do this. It's that's their game plan. That's the move. That's the brain control, basically, and that's again what people are resisting. That's why the neutral party is starting to rise, is because the Democrats are trying to brain control, basically, and they're trying to tell you what to think. They're trying to control your minds, and people are resisting, basically, and that's what that is. And then there's the Republican Party, which is still a free nation, but it's unfortunately got Trump at the top, right? And he's surrounded by a fucking course of fucking just negative bullshit. So, anyways, got this video for you, and so I was originally gonna leave it as a comment, but because I got a warning that said "Be careful, the comment is not good," and I was like, "What the hell did I say?" Because like in my comment, I went over it like 2 or 3 times, and there was nothing negative, and so I put post anyway. But I realized I could fight it, and so I commented it again, and then posted it, and it's like gave me the warning, and then it's like, did we mess up? And that's why I clicked on you messed up, and I sent them the comment, and I was like, I don't know what the hell you guys are flagging here. So, anyways, that's the story. So now you're all caught up. Now here's the video. There we go. Okay. So again, we skipped a few minutes because they use this hook technology where it's like, hey, this is stuff that we get into. It's an hour long. At minute 40, we start talking about something interesting. You want to watch it, but they're trying to bait you into watching it. Like literally, they're throwing out a fishing hook, and there's just this bait on the line, and they're just trying to reel you in, and you take a bite, and they yank it, and they reel you in, and they got you. And that's what they're trying to do. Me, I don't care. If people come and they leave, bye. Don't have to hit you with a split you. I'm giving you information out of the kindness of my heart. I'm not doing it because I want your fucking view, you fucking dumbass. Like a lot of people do because they want your view. I'm doing it because I'm here for you. If you want it, take it and go. It's fine. That's what it's there for. It's like those little pieces of paper. You rip it off and you walk away. There's no problem with that. There's no obligation to it. You don't have to give your email. You don't have to fucking sign up. It's just there you go. There you go. The catch or the hook is this part where if you want to give me anything, you can as far as the donations go. But message me and we could talk about it. Because I haven't set anything up because there has been nothing for me to draw from. I don't know any of that shit. I haven't done any of this seriously. I've decided now that my health has been better and now that I've been in a better position, I've been more, I'm taking it more. Basically, I'm really, anyways, enough stalling. So, this is, wow. This is One Now with Trevor Noah. No, this is What Now. Get a better fucking CC, you fucking prick. Got all that money, can you pay somebody to CC your bullshit, you fucking. Anyways.
This is What Now with Trevor Noah.
3 minutes and 38 seconds in, we finally see the intro screen. How fucking sad. Like when you started my video, the first thing you said, Ninja, own a ninja, and I'm not trying to trick you. I'm not pretending to be nothing. You're not seeing a fake person. It's me talking to you the whole fucking time. And if you're just faking, lying, bullshit, and pretending and dancing pretty and play part of, like, that's how it works. That's why I'm not as famous as I should be, as because they control the algorithms, and because I'm not playing and dancing along to their video game, because I'm not making a fucking a TV show that's about dancing and drugs and sex and alcohol. They don't promote me. And because I help families and help help you get along, they actually shove me down and make me quiet. Because they don't want you to do well. They want you to play into the system. They don't want you to be an individual. So anyways.
When talking about conversations, I can't help but think of all the people I have conversations with. You know, the team I'm working with on this podcast, the team I worked with at the Daily Show, you know, Cristiano. When
that made no sense, by the way.
We're there. I remember, and I still have this with most of my friends, I remember a world where friends did not agree. I remember a world where married couples did not vote the same. Like now,
See, they don't mind you talking about it, but they don't want you to directly spell it out. Because if you talk about it, it's okay because you don't solve it, right? I go for the throat. I've always gone for the throat. In every video game I ever played, that was me going, I go for the throat, basically, right? That's what it is, period, end of story. They squash people like that down and promote people like Trevor Noah because it keeps the image alive. You still play into the system like gambling. People used to pay $1 into a system where there's a chance to win money. Like, that's gone now because people aren't stupid. They realized, oh, well, the guy that's holding this competition, he has a yacht. And no one won the lottery that time. Where did that money go? It didn't carry over. And if it did, it's a portion of his income. He made $1 million, and the lottery, the winning was only $100,000. So what the anyways.
Feels like people aren't allowed to be friends with somebody, or won't allow themselves to be friends with somebody who doesn't agree on even one topic, just one topic, literally.
That's what they're programmed to be like. It's because nature isn't happening, Trevor.
One thing that you might disagree on, and that's the end now. It's like, nope, we cannot be friends. Whereas before, you would say, we are friends, but, oh, God, I hope they don't bring up that thing because they know we're going to punch each other. Where I'd be like, I trust you and I love you, but your opinions on football, trash. Absolute trash. You know nothing about the game. Don't speak. I hope they don't bring...
Real quick, I want you to notice something. That was a bad cut, a bad edit. And he said something or did something, and they're disguising it as, oh, the camera just changed. No, they edited something out.
Bring up that thing because they know we're going to punch each other. Where I'd be like, I trust...
See? Because normally it wouldn't just cut and then just suddenly pop into something else. It was, and then and he's instantly engaged in another point. But what I'm trying to tell you is, if it was true and natural, he would have, and then carried on, but just instantly watch it again.
Friends, but oh God, I hope they don't bring up that thing because they know we're gonna punch each other. Where I'd be like, I trust you and I love you, but your opinion.
And then he's instantly just standing in this one. Instead of finishing this thought, he's already in the middle of this one. So.
On football, trash, absolute trash. You know nothing about the game. Don't speak. I'm going to fight with you. And we'd laugh about this, you know? Let me ask you this. And I mean, I know this because I argue with you and you're my friend. But in your just completely private, non-professional connected life, do you have friends that you don't agree with?
Oh, none of my friends agree with me. My husband doesn't even agree. But I'm because I'm an extreme.
Not everyone is part of the system. Some people escaped it. That's why you're here. And that's why you had this potential and this opportunity because you weren't captivated by this system. You guys are outliers. Basically, there's the Democratic Party and then there's the democratic mind essentially, and a lot of these people have the democratic mind and they play ball, and unless you play ball you don't get any kind of attention or anything, blah blah blah. And that's what's literally happening. That's why Bernie Sanders can fill a stadium but he can't fill a chat room because they control the algorithm. The only way people know about me is if you tell them about me, and that's the only way my message gets around. Whereas everybody else, you see this shit pop up every 5 fucking seconds. Every time you turn it on, this fucking YouTube, there he is. There's that stream. There's that announcer. There's that broadcaster. There's that person. There's that, and the reason why is because they want you to suck. They want you to fail. They want you to play wrong. It's authentically, it's a horrible thing, dude. It's going on right now. They're synthetically abusing the system with synthetics, and they're not. There's no. Anyways, there's no real. And I'm real, for example. It's unfortunate that I had a stroke and that I had a brain tumor and I had surgeries around that have left me the way I am, and so that my videos aren't like top notch, like high level shit. It's because I've gone through so fucking much, but yet I still have to be the guy that people fall back on. That's sad. It's sad. Most of our best people have become the democratic mind. They've given into this brain rot bullshit, basically. And all that's left is me. Literally, all that's left, pretty much. Everyone else fucking gave in, and they are full of regret. They're like, oh, I regret doing this, I regret doing that. Anyways.
Extremists. So, but that's like the position I like to occupy. But the people in my circle, I know at their core they're good. And I think the issue that we have now is that people think a bad politic or a politic that is different from your own means that the other person is a bad person, which I don't think is true.
Say more about that. What do you mean by that? If you dig
Because
deeper.
I know people in who on paper have like great politics or what's considered acceptable or progressive politics right now. But in praxis, in real life, they're like shitty people. Like I speak all the
Right.
time. I used to go to like these dinner parties in Brooklyn and all of these like progressive men, right? Vote in the right way and are very feminist. And there'd be women in the kitchen doing all the cooking. These are white men, by the way. Bring out the wine. Then when
So this is her shortcoming. Because women are kicking, that's offensive to me because I'm ultra sensitive to that. But normally, you would wonder why are women there? What's going on here? Basically, there is no. It's premeditated. Basically, like she has a bias, and so because she has a bias, its perception, it's already degraded. Trevor is laughing because that's the appropriate response he should have had, if not because of her bias. She basically should have pointed out there's women working in the kitchen. That's crazy. Like there's only women in the kitchen. She should say, and then Trevor would laugh. But that should be it. But she's saying there's only women. What the fuck, men? You're trying to be fair, and yet there's only women in the kitchen. Like, so what? It happens. Women naturally cook. They're naturally, they have the tits. That's what they do. Men don't. That's just natural. You're stupid, black chick. I don't know who the fuck you are. It's funny I say black chick because Trevor's black too. So saying, pointing that out, this is a bias I had in my head. Like, why am I pointing it out? There's no reason to point it out. Like, I'm making a knowledge about this. This is in the front. I'm putting it in the front. Normally, it's on the back burner. No one talks about this shit, but I do. I do. That's the difference. And again, that's why I'm so fucking good. I'm not part of the Democratic mind. I'm part of the Democratic Party, or actually, I'm not even part of the Democratic Party. Fuck that. I'm part of the American politics. I'm a neutral. I'm not Democrat. I'm not conservative. I'm not, none of the above. I'm both of them combined. Basically, I'm more than they are. I'm more than meets the eye. Just like her, I can see through her. I could read her like a book. I remember this one time I was hella drunk at a party, and I went to this girl, and I was like, I could read like a book. Basically, like I was fucking drunk, but I walked up to her. I was walking, and she caught my eye. I looked at her. As I was walking, I did that with my head. You know how birds keep their head centered? I did that with my head, and I turned to her hella smooth. And I looked at her. I was like, and she's like just dead on, just looking at me. And I was just like looking at her. I got really close to her face, and we were like nose to nose. And I pulled away. I was like, I read like a book, basically, right? I was drunk, and literally that happened. That legitimately happened. I say I'm the ultimate alpha. I say this, I claim it, but it comes out of me sometimes. Anyways, I went home with her that night. Um, Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, this is fucking. God damn it. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. So I went home with her, and this chick is phony. She's got a bias. Trevor fortunately sniffed past it. Well done, Trevor. Good job.
The cheese was done, women bringing out the cheese, and women would cook, and then when it was all done, it'd be women who would like clear up. And these men are like, we're feminist. Your body, your choice.
One of my favorite interactions.
Again, like it doesn't really matter. And I just want to point out, I went back because I want to point this out. But first, everything she said is bias, and this is what Fox News was poisoned for America, is because they were biased. Before it used to be free, and there was no bias anywhere, but Fox News started all this bullshit. So remember that Fox News started everything. So, anyways, she was saying something, he was laughing, and then they're just in the middle of another conversation. So,
These men are like, we're feminist. Your body, your choice.
One of my favorite interactions.
see, see, it just carries over and jumps into the next one. And you can say, oh, they're just editing it down for filler or whatever, but what else was said? Post the whole fucking thing. What are you afraid of? Why are you being a coward? It's because they're fucking, what's it called? Democrat brained, basically. They're trying to conflate you and conform you. You're like ants, worker ants, and they want you to play part of this party, and they want you to act a certain way and be a certain way, and they cut all of the bullshit that could lead you astray. So it's, anyways.
I ever had was when I first started on the Daily Show. I got, I mean, thousands and thousands of like hate tweets. I mean, every single day. That's all Twitter was in my life, was just you're trash, you're trash, you're trash. You shouldn't be on the show. And there was one guy in particular, like he was, it was interesting. He was like, he was mean, but he was funny.
First off, we get those. You're trash, you're trash, you should be off the show. Those exist in real life, and online it's more common because I can look at you face to face. Before, it used to be reserved to just the bully, which was the bigger kid on campus, but now it's everybody. That's the difference. Not anyone can do it because not every kid is a big kid. Everyone has a gun, so everyone fires first. That's what they want. Before, America didn't fire first. Before, America was like, "What the hell is that? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, Kevin." You know what I'm saying? They would do stuff like that, but nowadays, like, what is that? Oh fuck! I killed Kevin. Like, that's the difference. That's. Anyways, it's being able to do both, to perceive and to react, basically, to do both. Before, it was the bully who just, it was all about the perception and reaction. And he was so basic and so fundamental that he would be the first one because all he would think about was eat, breathe, shit, drink, eat, poop, sleep. That's all he would do in sex. And that was like everything he thought. He didn't know about Newton. He didn't know about the stars. He didn't know about the sky, planet Earth, and none of that shit was in that brain. He was a dumbass fucking idiot. But he was the bully. Now every kid is that kid. And so, anyways, that's why. Anyways,
And I always appreciate funny. I don't care how mean you are. If you can be funny, I will separate the two and I go, you know what? That was funny. I can appreciate that.
so that was my first comment. Everything else was just I just threw it in there. But okay. So what I normally do is I'll watch a video, and you get 3 strikes, right? 3 strikes, and then I'm either out. I'll leave a comment, and that's it. That's all you'll ever hear from me again, unless another video shows up. Then I'll do another one. It depends. Sometimes I'll never see you again. Sometimes you pop up. I don't know. Just whatever it gives me, right? But anyways, you get 3 strikes and then you're out. Unless I like you, unless you're talking and you make sense. I'm like, that's reasonable. That's fair enough. Okay, that's wrong, but I can see what you think that. Unless they were like, because I'm playing a game as I'm listening to you, right? But what happens is if I'm like, okay, you don't know this. Okay, that's number one, right? I gotta stop what I'm doing and correct you. And then, okay, that's wrong. This is the truth. Boop. Next. That's wrong. That's what I'm doing. A strike until you get 3 strikes. Basically, and this is strike one. So he's saying that as long as you can be funny, I will at least see that you're being funny, right? Then that to me, that's a sign of weakness. That means he was the bullied kid. Because to me, I don't. Even if someone's funny, fuck you. It doesn't matter. If you cross that line and you're being an asshole, you're being a bully, there's no amount of funny. Like if you're being hostile to my wife, for example, there's no amount of funny that's gonna ever be passable. But to a little bitch, sure, of course, because he can't do anything. That's why he thinks it's funny. So that's why it triggered me as that was the first offense. So all I said was that suggests a flaw on your character. That was all I said. Anyways, next one.
And this guy said something, and I DM'd him and I said, hey, I'm really intrigued about why you hate me so much. You don't know me. You don't seem to have ever watched anything I've created. Why do you hate me this much? And I will never forget, his next tweet to me was, oh, hey, man. Oh, it's like literally, and he had exclamations. He wrote, oh, dude, I don't even really hate you like that. I just thought it was funny to pile on, and then he said something along the lines.
Remember all of this, okay?
So he said, look, and to be honest, I don't think you're going to make it. I think you're going to crash the show. But good luck to you, man. I wish you the best. And I actually think you're pretty funny. And then I responded to him and I said, wait. So you think I'm going to crash and burn? And he said, yes. And I said, okay, let's make a deal. I said, if I last 6 months, promise me you'll watch the show for as long as I'm there. And he was like, oh, yeah, you're going to lose this deal, but it's a deal. And I promise you now, from that day, like every few months, we would tweet each other and it would be like a random DM and we'd say what's up. We'd talk to each other. And I was fascinated by how different this person was when I had an actual direct connection with them versus when it was this theoretical throwing of a stone at like a moving vehicle, as opposed to, that's what I always think of is like I go.
So before you go off, that is what I call meeting the person and not meeting their ego. Ego is what they are trying to represent to be. The person is who they are. For example, The Rock is an ego. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is the person, right? And that's the difference. You can meet The Rock or you can meet Dwayne. That's what's happening. You're either meeting a dude's ego or you're meeting the dude's person. And they're controlling your ego, but they don't control you as a person. And that's what's going on all across the world, and especially in America. Bernie Sanders, he can fill stadiums because he connects to your person, but on social media, he can't fill a chat room because they control the narrative, they control the ego, they control the Rock, but they don't control Dwayne. You see what I'm saying? So that's what the difference is. And then I said, "You get one more shot, dude." And then I got to bail. I don't want to sit here and babysit you the entire pod, but if I have to, I will, which is what I'm doing now. Not all of it, just the first few minutes. And I've been talking for how long? Half an hour. From just off half an hour off of seven, not even 7 minutes, off of like 4 minutes, 3 minutes, because of his intro bullshit, right? And listen to how much I'm teaching you, basically about the world, and listen to how much I'm correcting and explaining to you, right? So you got one more shot, dude. Then I got a bill. I don't want to sit here and babysit you in their pod. If you do, if I have to, I will. And because of that, I'm gonna stop watching your video. If you sound like a good dumb any more than if you sound like a dumbass anymore, that is. Yeah, if you sound like a dumbass, I'm out. Is basically what I told them.
Go. Um, a lot of the time, I think the reason we are the way we are in traffic is because we aren't like
I have to go to the restroom quick, so bear back 1 second. Sorry, I was trying to hold him, but I can't anymore. Okay. Shit. I need a new headset. Alright, sorry about that. I had to go so bad, you have no idea. I was holding it. I was like, yeah, I'm just talking. Holy fuck. So, anyways, so I think at this point we just continued on. I just read this point. I had just mentioned that if you basically you get 3 strikes, he's on. So that was just strike two. So you get one more strike, and then I'm gonna leave. And the reason why I'm gonna leave is because I'm gonna take way too long if I have to correct every fuck sentence you say. So I'm gonna just not watch you and call you and just you're done. Like I don't know why you're famous. I don't know why you're leading. I don't know why people want you. I literally everything you said is wrong and it's bullshit. But that's how the fucking Democrat brain works, right? Anyways.
with each other. It's a lot harder to do that and to be that level of asshole when it's like your body. You know, there's this cage that separates you from the other person, and you're like, I will kill you, I will destroy you and your entire family. And I don't know if you've ever done this, like you'll pull up and somebody pulls up next to you and they're ready to kill you for everything you've done to them on the freeway. They're ready to murder you and your entire lineage, and you look them in the eye and you say sorry, and their whole face, and they're like, it doesn't matter. You see them go, hey, I wonder if that's what stops us from having these conversations, is that we're not actually having them with each other. We're having them with it's like a swarm of locusts, where I'm sure each individual grasshopper isn't that bad.
This is why I call it, by the way. I get one more shot. Man is smart. Men are stupid. Swarm of locusts is what men are. But a locust is different. That's what it is. He's caught up in the moment. He's a tree or a monkey jumping up and down in the tree. Ooh, just caught up with all his friends and hateful because everyone else is hateful. That's essentially what racism is. I hate you because me and him are united in hating you. That's what's called. That's how the Nazis operated. By the way, if you didn't know. But anyways, this is what I wrote, and that's it. Because unfortunately, you kept up the point, but then turned it into the case about the swarm, and you, as you called it, and you don't understand what it is. So let me explain it to you. That is the ego. Have you heard the saying that man is smart but men are stupid? That's basically what it is, and that is what politics is trying to take advantage of. Um, take advantage of because they know that together you sound like a dumbass, but you're strong because you're together. That's the exact same concept between your conscious and your ego, basically. Right? So, anyway, you have shown that there's too much for me to have to explain, and I would have to watch every second of every instance of everything that you ever spoke because you clearly are wrong, and I'm not going to sit there and watch your video. So have a great day. Take care. Peace. That's basically what I said. I added filler, of course, but yeah. So that's basically it. So he doesn't understand that concept of ego and blah blah blah. Basically, and that's what he's talking about, the locusts and whatnot, because he doesn't understand the difference between your person and your ego, and how they're controlling your ego, and you're kind of tied to your ego because you want to keep a perception, and that's what Nazis were. They didn't hate the Jews, but they had to pretend that they hated Jews because that was the narrative. So they hated Jews. Basically, that's what's going on. I hate you because everyone else hates you. But when you meet his actual person, he's like, I like you. And you actually connect and you're talking to each other. And that's what Bernie Sanders represents. That's what I represent. It's not because we're together, it's because we happen to meet up at the same spot. That's the difference. We didn't go there as a group, as a unit. We got there as individuals. We're there because we're individuals. That's independence. That's the independent party. That's what America is about, is independence. We let our ego be conservative and Republican or what is it called? There's conservative. You know what I'm trying to tell you. You know what I'm trying to say. I can't think of the liberal. I keep wanting to say socialism, but I know it's not that. But that would be a form of everything. Socialism, monarchy, like they're all ideas of. But what that of is, that's what we used to be. we used to be. That's why he's like, I can't argue with anybody because everyone's a fucking brain rot bullshit. Jordan Peterson even pointed this shit out, dude. And everyone's saying Jordan Peterson's wrong. And that's the thing. He isn't wrong. What they need you to think he's wrong. And they're just weaponizing everything he said to make himself appear wrong and blah, blah, blah. So, anyways, this is dumb. So that's why I stopped watching the video. And that's I was gonna post again that comment, but because there's potential of having the comment deleted, I made a video. And so there's the video. That's it. Thank you for watching. Trevor Noah is a dumbass. He apparently doesn't understand the difference between your bias, or not bias, but ego, and your conscious. Basically, they call it subconsciousness and blah blah blah, but it's your consciousness. It's who you are versus who you pretend to be. And America is caught up in that who they pretend to be notion. And they're forgetting who they are. And me, I never forgot who I was. And he is, his ego is closest to who he was, but it's not really who he is really as much as it needs to be. And I know because I'm sitting here calling him out. And he has good things about him, but he's not as solid as me when it comes to being an independent individual. He is still part of the herd, so to speak. But anyways, I'm done. So be well, be happy, be safe, be loved, be strong, take care, God bless. Have a great day. Pet your pussy, pet your bow wow, your dog. Um, and yeah, just take care, be well, be safe, be awesome, be loved. And again, I can have a disagreement with you and still be your friend, right? Because I'm not my ego. I don't conform to play that part. I'm not pretending to be something I'm not. I am who I am. I am me. I am real. I am raw. That's why I consider myself authentic or alpha, basically, because I am authentic. And I hold a strong. I go for the throat. I go for in the video games I play. Like that was competition for me. Nowadays, it's more of a what's it called? A sport for viewing more than a game. Before it used to be a game, and now it's just for viewership. Basically, at least that's why I quit StarCraft. Because once upon a time, you can actually go for the throat. Like a minute 5, like a minute 3, you can have units in their base and attacking them and making them deal with you if you wanted. You could. Now you can't. Now it's impossible. Basically, and the same thing happening in League of Legends, where it's impossible for you to win the game unless it's been 25 minutes, because the key is on the Nexus, and the key doesn't appear on the Nexus until 25 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no just upset victory. You can't even have the enemy team can't even surrender until 15 minutes, right? Like, that's how much of a competitor. It's more of an observer sport than a competition nowadays. But anyways, I'm out. So be well, Godspeed, God bless. Take care, be loved, take care, and yeah, don't let the door hit you, where the Lord split you, and peace. By the way, Trevor, I don't hate you. Nothing against you. You're fine. I don't care what you do. Just do it right, right? Anyways, peace. Oh, as actually, let me before I go, there's a great mind, a great person who needs a little more, be it large or small, do it well or not at all. If you can hang it, just pull it. Little Richard. Little Richard has sang, and it was true, and I feel it too. When I used to play the game called Smash Brothers, people would say I'm egotistical and conceited, but in reality, it wasn't that I'm any of those. It is that I am simply convinced, like he was. I was the best player of the game. And that's why I kept it. And so as I want to say, love Richard, thank you. Anyways, peace out. Take care. Be loved. Take care. And don't let the door hit you. Well, let's put you in peace.